Oh my god. Hello. And how are we all doing? Whoa. So today, I got a new box set. I got the X-Men movie collection. So scratch that. The X-Men 10 movie collection. I fucking love X-Men. But I am appalled upon looking at this 10 movie collection to see just how little of these X-Men movies I've actually seen. Like, I've seen X-Men, X-Men 2, X-Men The Last Stand, and then it just comes really sporadic after that. I don't know what that's all about, but today marks the start of a big old marathon, and we're best to start than other the start. Yeah, what can I say about the first X-Men movie? It came out in the year 2000, 23, 24 almost years ago. I was like 8. I loved the X-Men. I loved the X-Men movie. I got a whole bunch of opinions about this, but I've not actually watched this since I owned it on VHS. I've got a vivid memory of staying at my grand's house. Well, I was staying with my dad, but he was studying at the time, so he temporarily moved back into my grand's house, and me and him were sharing a room together. We had this TV. I had rented X-Men Mutant Academy on PlayStation 1. I had a VHS tape where I taped some episodes of the animated series, and I had X-Men 1, X-Men on VHS. And it's just a warm memory in my heart, so it is. Yeah, I've not got much else to say except from let's plug this in, watch it, and relive the good times. All I'll say about that VHS tape is I remember it bending my mind because I once let the credits completely play out on it, and after the credits there was bonus features, like on a DVD, but on a VHS. Anyway, we're going to plug this in, switch it up, and yeah, have a good old time. X-Men! Oh my god. X-Men is fucking amazing. I was worried going into this because, like, as much as I'd watched it so much as a kid, it's been 20 years, you know? And I'm like, why haven't I gone back to watch this in over 20 years? You know, what was the reason for why I've not gone back to this movie? And the honest truth is, I still don't have an answer for that question. But, yo, it was amazing. It was so good, and it wasn't even like, oh, nostalgia, I remember this. There was a couple of scenes that I was like, that left an impression on me. But overall, like, it was almost like a fresh experience, especially watching a movie that you used to watch when you were like 8 versus when you're 31. You know what I mean? Like, I was so much more adult brain stuff happening. Like, I was so much more aware of what's going on. I don't even know if I need to talk about the plot of this one. I mean, one thing I will say is I love how tightly knit the whole thing is. You know, there's no wasted motion. It's not pure 3 hours of stuff. It's just bing, bang, boom, bing. You got young Rogue who's discovering her powers for the first time. Obviously, the powers to touch anyone and absorb their life force. She's on the run, and then she meets up with Wolverine, who's also a rogue. He's on the run, running from himself, but also looking for answers. They meet up, and not long after they meet up, you got Magneto's gang who basically try and get them and capture them, but then the X-Men show up, Xavier's boys and girls, and they go in for the save. They get Wolverine and Rogue, and Xavier's all like, Wolverine, bruh, I don't know what's they after you for, but if you stick with me long enough to find out why, I'll also see if I can help you find out what's going on with your past there. Long story short, Magneto's not looking for Wolverine, he's looking for Rogue, because Rogue's got the absorbing life force power. And I mean, once again, how much do you need to explain X-Men, you know what I mean? But Magneto's trying to turn all of the world leaders into mutants, and he's got this big fucking spinning machine that does so, but in doing so it leaves them very weak and damn near kills them, or in this case would kill him. So he wants to kidnap Rogue, and does at one point, and basically transfer his life mutant powers into her so that she can basically be the patsy, so she can infect everyone, but then she'll also die. That's the general nuts and bolts of the story. It works so good because instead of it being like an origin story, the X-Men are already up and running. I feel that this was the same with the animated series, because there's so much people in X-Men discovering their powers and getting introduced to Xavier's school. You don't really need to do a mad origin story of it all, although we'll get there. You know what I mean? Everything's already kind of up and running, but it does a great job of showing you everything all in motion. Like, one of the best scenes in it is just Xavier taking Wolverine through the school and just explaining what's up. It's so simple. It's like it's a very clear line of these are the goodies, these are the baddies. I'll do a bit of character talk. Why not? On the goodies side, you've obviously got Professor Xavier, team captain for Team X-Men. They got Cyclops, Wolverine, Rogue, Jean Grey, Storm. Am I forgetting anyone? I think that's the main bunch of goodies. There's other people oddly here and there sort of thing, but that's the main team, Team X. And then on the other side, you got Team Captain Magneto, and he's got the Brotherhood of Mutants. I forget exactly what the name is, and I think it changes from time to time, but that's basically, it's got Mystique, it's got Sabretooth, Toad, and shit, is that all it is? It feels like more. But yeah, that's your main homeboys, homettes. Like, that's the main goodies and baddies. But on that though, I'll say how excellent the casting is in this. Like, not a bad pick of the bunch. Like, everyone just looks like who they're supposed to be, acts how they're supposed to be, endearing. Butcher this as well, because I don't know every character, like every actor that played everyone. I'm not just going to go through the act of looking them up on Google just so I can say them. It was terrible. Straight off the bat, you got Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, is there a person on the planet that doesn't see a picture of Hugh Jackman and go, it's Wolverine? Like, it's synonymous. As far as Wolverine's portrayal, like, I loved it. I was scared because I know Wolverine's a badass, and this movie did come out in the year 2000, which admittedly isn't a great time for badasses and badass lines that hold up. You know, there's definitely a lot of that, ooh, that people probably thought that sounded cool back then, but that's, no, anything he said that was meant to be badass, like, it totally held up. He was funny, you know, like, it was, and not like, kind of like, hey, wink, wink, nod at the camera kind of way. It wasn't in like that, it just genuinely funny. He looked so young. I mean, it was still Wolverine, he was still badass cool, but I mean, like, compare, you just look at him and go, hey, little you, like a little Wolverine. Chick that plays Rogue, man, what can I say? It's like, once again, early 2000s, it's just that kind of peak of alternate nu metal kind of energy about her. Because if the movie came out a couple of years later, she'd have been a goth. You know, it's like, and, oh man, she just, because when Rogue's cool, right? Rogue's badass, Rogue's cool, but there's always got to be that air of sympathy about her. You can say that about a lot of the characters, but you know what I mean, at the end of the day, she's a human, a mutant, but she's a person who can't touch people, and that's tragic. And she's young, and she's just doesn't know what to make of herself. Maybe this is my simp side coming out, but you want to help her, you know, like, and that's what I felt watching it, and I'm like, that's what they wanted me to feel. They got me hook, line and sinker. I was talking to a mate about this before I watched it, but I totally forgot, and I don't know how, I don't think this is canon, I don't know if it's canon in comics or not, but in this movie it's so cool that, like, she gets her streak from, like, Magneto fucking her up at the end. Man, that was boss. Got my boy Cyclops, who, I mean, yeah, like, as far as, like, that guy, I don't know his name, but he was born to play that role. I don't know if he'd done anything else before or anything after, but, like, god damn it, like a G. And the chick that plays Storm, Like, oh, merci. Oh, so fucking cool. So fucking cool. Like, yeah, not enough. Same with Cyclops, you know, they were kind of like less is more characters who I kind of wanted more of. But the only thing that was a wee bit, two things I say about Storm. One, her voice totally threw me. Because I'm used to that X-Men animated series, and whenever I read the comics, that's what's in my head. I'm used to Storm talking like this. It's like, she didn't sound like squeaky, but you know what I mean? Like, her voice sounded so like gingery. I was like, I don't know, it threw me. Anything she spoke, it totally threw me. But as far as the look, the mannerisms, perfect. Although, I will say, one line that did not hold up, in my opinion, is when she's fighting Toad at the end, and she's so cool, she's all... Because Toad somehow managed to fuck everyone up. And it's like she comes up the lift, and she's all lightning, and she's flying, and her eyes are all white, and it's like, it's so cool, and she's fucking him up. And then she's like blowing him out the window. Oh, this is on like the fucking Statue of Liberty. And he's like hanging on by her tongue, and she's all lightning and everything, and she goes like, do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? And I'm like, what? And she goes, the same thing that happens to everything else. And I was like, alright. Cool, I guess. I mean, you're the big fucking lightning lady blasting people with storms. Like, yeah, I'm not going to complain. It's just, me personally, the line fell a bit flat. And I'm a Schwarzenegger fan. Then you got Frankie Jansen playing Jean Grey. Wow, that woman's just had a very profound effect on my life. My life and my sex drive. Like, she played Onatopp in GoldenEye, and I don't know if I'm the only one, but you know, like, a lot of people have got like that whole like, oh, the Princess Leia and the slave bikini thing. Like, I don't know, I watched fucking Frankie fucking people up with their legs and blasting cunts with AKs, getting all horned and shit, and that kind of. Yeah, we don't need to talk about that, but I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the character Jean Grey, and I'm a fan of her playing Jean Grey. Not just because she's so fucking, but she's got the look, she's got the attitude. It's like she conveys caring and loving, intelligent. But that being said, man, I'm with Wolverine. Like, I'm totally the same. I'm like, I love you. Fuck Scott Summers. You got Patrick Stewart playing fucking Xavier. Like, holy shit! Like, it's just, I keep saying this, but it's like parts these people were born to play. Although with Patrick Stewart, you could say that about most of his defining roles, but like, god damn it! Like, when I think Xavier's voice, when I read the comic, that's his voice that comes out. Like, he is Xavier. And McKellen is Magneto. God damn it! He plays it so cool, so evil, so articulate. One of my favourite bits with Magneto, and there was a lot. Two things. One thing I loved about Magneto in this is obviously Magneto is so pro-mutant. He's so like pro his power. Like, Magneto does not waste a beat as far as being able to use his powers go. Like, he's just everything that he can. Anything that's magnet, he can use to be magnet. If there's a chair needing moved, it's magnet. If there's a floor needing moved, magnet. If there's a door needing moved, magnet. Shit, man, it's probably how he has his tea, just fucking magnet and his fork and knife and shit, like. But my favourite bit is when he's got Rogue at the end. Young girl, he's using her so that he doesn't need to die in his big massive fucking machine and shit, and it's like, Rogue's like, are you going to kill me? And he just looks at her and just goes, yes. Like, just, no, like, oh no, but do this, or oh no, just, yeah. Like, that's the worst day. Like, fuck getting kidnapped, right? Fuck being in that position and that, but then it's just to like sit there and like say to your kidnapper, like, are you going to kill me? And for them to just not even finish it out, yeah. And you just stuck there, you're like, fuck. I would say his right hand man is definitely got to be Mystique though, and like, god damn it, she's fucking cool. You know, like, this is the thing I like about the X-Men, but the thing I like about Magneto's Brotherhood, they're a fucking unit, man. Like, they work together, and they work well together. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so much to this movie, the X-Men just pull this out the bag, but more times than not, they're on the ropes in this movie. And Magneto and the gang are always one step ahead, and large partly, is because of Mystique and her fucking morphing into other people's abilities. Like, she's just turning into everybody. She's turning into the senator, she's turning into this fucking schmuck Bobby at the school, trying to like lure and rogue away and everything. At the end, she turns into Wolverine. You got Wolverine fighting Wolverine and shit. It's like, fuck, she's so fucking cool. And the line that really struck me, I don't know why, but it was just like when she's kidnapping that Senator Kelly dude, she's doing her fucking leg slaps and shit. It's the bit when she smacks him and she's like, it's because of people like you, I was afraid to go to school as a little girl. And you're just like, oh shit, everyone, like, you know what I mean? Like, no one's right, no one's wrong. I mean, like, the Magneto people are fucking wrong, but are they? Because, like, I don't know, like, I think I'd probably join that team than the X team. I hate to say that, but, you know, the line just hit me, you know. It's got, like, the eyes, and it's got, like, a little theme and everything. Which brings me on to Big Sabretooth, who, as far as I'm concerned, is the long-lost fourth Hemsworth brother, because, like, holy shit, man, like, that's just a big-ass fucking, that's like, I know Loki's Thor's brother, but like, yo, like, Hemsworth could have played that role, man. Like, he's brilliant. Just a big power and brute, but obviously not stupid, but he has a lion roar. It's like, I love it. Then brings it on to Toad. He's played by some fucking Johnny Rotten looking English dude. I mean, you can't see it so much because he's green hair and he's slimy thing on stuff, but like, man, he's such a fucking ham. Like, so much of them, but like, just like so much moments in this movie just had me laughing. But he had me giggling a whole bunch, which I was not expecting. I always remember not liking Toad, but nah, Toad gets a thumbs up. I suppose the only other character worth mentioning really is Senator Kelly, who's like your typical politician he's just a dishonest, bigoty bastard. And he's against the mutants, and he's wanting to push the mutant bill to make them all register and everything. Like I said before, he obviously gets kidnapped from Magneto and the gang. What a great character, you know? You genuinely don't like him, and then he gets turned into a mutant, and it's good, eh? Like, it's because despite the fact there's a bit of like a now you know how it feels. There's all the way he turns around and the way he kind of has his awakening. Obviously too late, but by the time he's turned around, you do kind of you feel bad for him, because Magneto's thing as well, when he turns people into mutants, it's not stable, so they turn into mutants, but then in his case, he died in a very fucking, for a 12 apparently, pretty darn horrific. Like, was it? You know me, I watch Italian horror, but like, because he got like water stretchy abilities, and when he fucking melts and bubbles and dies, like, it's like, holy fuck, that's pretty extreme. The thing I love most about this movie, I suppose it's one of the things I love most about X-Men, and I'm glad, like, I love that this movie caught this, is it's the heart, baby. Like, X-Men's all about heart, and like this movie's got it, layers of it. But I mean, my favourite scenes when Mystique has like impersonated this buttfuck Bobby guy and convinced Rogue to run away from the school, and like Wolverine goes after her. They all go after her, but Wolverine goes out first, and he steals Cyclops' bike, and he hits the special booster thing and just starts blowing lights. It's like, it's fucking brilliant. But he meets up with her on the train carriage and shit, and it's like, I don't know, man. It's like she just kind of breaks down like the pain that she's got in life and the confusion, and she confides in him, and he gives her a hug, and it's like, it's one of those things where you're like, god damn it, that's, even though it's like clothed and there's no physical contact, it was like she probably ain't had a good hug like that in like a long ass time. And even for Wolverine's character, you know what I mean? Like, Wolverine needs someone like that, and like, it's even like the way he's sitting there, he's like, look here, like, I get where you're at with it. This Xavier dude, he doesn't know the music. This Xavier dude, he seems like he genuinely wants to help, and there's no lot of cunts like that in the world. Like, I'm not saying you should, but you know, he even says that maybe we should give these fucking nerds or these geeks a second chance, sort of thing, you know. And it's cozy, man, you know. It's at that stage, obviously, when Magneto and the gang fucking break in and fuck everyone up, and they're like a unit, eh? You know what I mean? Like, they totally kidnap Rogue. It goes off without a hitch. Xavier going out with the cops all there and just like raising their cars and smashing them down, and he steals their guns and turns them onto it and shit. There's a little bit of telepathic back and forth in the sense of like Xavier's like, don't do it, and he's got like Sabretooth holding, like he's in Sabretooth's mind like holding Magneto by the neck. Magneto's like, what will you do, Charles? But it's excellent. It's excellent. For the year 2000, it's like the action and the special effects are so on point as well. Like it's because there's CG. There has to be CG, but it's good CG. Like when Wolverine like first sticks his blade out, you see it split out his hand. Good CG. When that Senator guy's like stretching his head through his cell cage, good CG. But then at the same time, when Magneto lifts up a bunch of cop cars and slams them onto other cop cars, that's actual cop cars getting smashed onto it. Admittedly, when it comes to the action, like the choreography and the fighting it's badass. But when it does come to like people jumping through the air, obviously they're on wires and stuff, but you can't see it in the movie. But there's definitely there's a weightlessness to them that doesn't feel as good. I will say that more modern movies definitely got better at that. But I mean, fuck, The Matrix just came out the year before. That's a small nitpick. This by no means ruined the movie. It was just a thing I noticed, like especially with Toad and his acrobatics and stuff. But yeah, you know what I mean. I would be a complete fucking dick if I was just blowing all the smoke up this movie's ass. Being said, one of my main things about this movie is obviously it was the year 2000 and superhero movies weren't what they were now, so instead of them giving everyone like movie accurate costumes, they just went for like leather catsuits. That's always bugged me in that 20-year gap, and I'll say this watching it, the leather suits were cool, like they make it work, like it works. But then you got Cyclops throwing that line, it's like, would you rather yellow spandex? And it's like, I'm like, yes I would. Although we're getting yellow spandex Wolverine next year in Deadpool 3, so, you know, good things come to those who wait. But, here, that and we've got to see Jean Grey in a catsuit. Oh! Fucking love her, right? Having a sick little ponytail. But, yeah, nah, I mean, it's even like Magneto has the helmet, but you can tell it's just because it's a plot device. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Magneto only has a helmet because it blocks Xavier's mind, but anytime they can get away with not having him in the helmet, they don't have him in the helmet. I'm just like, get him in the helmet. Get Wolverine in the spandex, get them in the movie, like their comic costumes, but it was the time. Obviously that, like, isn't how things go now, but it's a small nitpick. But that being said, the catsuits do work. But, you know. And I mean, like, they save the day, they fuck up Magneto's goons, like, they overcome them. Mystique morphs, like, despite getting stabbed by Wolverine, morphs into a security guard, so she gets taken care of. She gets taken away and gets medical treatment. Magneto gets locked in a plastic prison. And you see, like, Xavier's like, you know, if you head up round about here, like, you might have some answers, sort of thing. So, like, it basically just ends with, like, Wolverine going out to find out what's up with his past. Rogue's like, I don't want you to go, and he's all like, gives her his dog tags, like, don't worry, I'll come back for this. And then he steals Cyclops' bike. And then it cuts to Xavier visiting Magneto in prison, his plastic prison. They're playing a game of chess and just like wordsmith back and forwards with them. It's pretty much like, you know, he's still looking to change Magneto. Magneto's like this war's happening, I'm going to be there. And he's like, and I'll be like fucking there with you. Like, and then it ends and it's just like, yeah, shit, what a fucking excellent movie. Like, this really was the one, wasn't it? Like, there were superhero movies before, but this one, and Spider-Man, but this one came first. This is the one, eh? Like, this is why we live in the world now where it's like superheroes are fucking cool, you know? Like, because as much as people can't get their heads around this, they weren't. And like you say, Superman in the 70s, Batman in the 80s, like, there was beats and stuff, but like, this was the start of what is today. And even then I was like, shit, well, hold up, because there was, you know what I mean, like early 2000 superhero movies, like, we'll cover them eventually, but there's some that definitely do not hold up. But this one really does hold up. I'm so glad I watched it. I think that this review's probably been a bit all over the place because I think all I've really reviewed before has been horror, and I can talk a lot about horror, a lot easier about horror. Like, I love this stuff, but it's like I say, it's not my area of expertise, so like I apologise if this video's been more on the rambly side of it, but I mean, I'm looking forward to watching X-Men 2, because everyone says that X-Men 2 is the best of like the original three. I remember, and I'm a weirdo, always have been, I remember not being a fan of X-Men 2. But then this is like fucking what, 9-year-old, 10-year-old me sort of thing. I'm looking forward to going and watching it next week, next time, next video, whatever. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm looking forward to seeing if I think it is better or worse than the first one. Maybe we'll just keep this X-Men cavalcade going and going. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed me talking about this movie film, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye bye.